YouTube, Rook here from Rook Geek Goodness, my little channel on the web for all things geeky and cool. And welcome back, guys, to the Funko Pop Battle Royale matchup. This is going to be quarterfinal round matchup number 2. In this round of competition, we have the Legion Collector's Core Classic Superman going up against Mortal Kombat X from Mortal Kombat 10's Sub-Zero. Of course, Superman won against Lobo in the last round of competition to get to this matchup, and Sub-Zero absolutely destroyed Scorpion in the last round of competition. Now, this is a video format series as it's like sort of like a review series, but I review this sort of differently compared to anybody else on YouTube. And what I mean by that is I review this objectively. I look at the pops you see in the table in front of me. I don't look at their powers, their history, their lineage, anything along those lines. I strictly look at the pop. And I judge this battle on the packaging, the presentation, the paint, articulation, and if there's anything exclusive with these two pops, which Superman right here goes into this battle with an advantage over Sub-Zero. As I mentioned before, this is an objective-based review, and to make your guys' voice heard, at the end of the video segment series, there'll be a section called Cast Your Vote. You basically click the eye above my head and pick who do you think won this matchup. If you think Superman won, select Superman. If you think Sub-Zero won, select Sub-Zero. And with that being said, let's go to the table right now and get into round number 2's quarterfinal round matchup. Alright guys, we're at our table right now in our quarterfinal 2-round matchup, and the very first thing we do is look at the packaging and presentation. It'd be much more difficult to try to review these items simultaneously, so I'm going to review them one at a time. Let's take Sub-Zero out of the picture and focus specifically on Superman. This is Pop Heroes number 159 from the DC line. This is a Legion Collector's Core exclusive. You can see the sticker right here. This came out in a box, in a subscription model box, several years ago, until Funko and DC stopped making that box. For whatever reason they wanted to, I'm not 100% sure. They have not yet made a new one yet through Amazon or let's say Hot Topics or GameStop, nothing along those lines. There is no Legion Collector's Core, so the only way to get this figure into your collection was to buy it through that box or through a third-party shipper, maybe through Amazon or eBay. That being said, let's move on to the packaging here. We have Pop Heroes, you have the DC and the S Shield right there, number 159. A nice shot of him right here saying the classic Superman name right there. Again, Legion Collector's Core, which goes in as an advantage to this video because this is an exclusive while Sub-Zero is not. On the side of the packaging is what you see when you pull the figure out of packaging. Pop Heroes, a nice shot of him right here. Classic Superman listed right there, Pop 159. And the back of the packaging showcases Superman is sort of this light blue navy color with all the figures that would be in that particular wave, number 159. Now let's focus on Sub-Zero. We've reviewed these pops before, guys, but this again is the common version of Sub-Zero. The Chase one here, which I believe I've looked at the Chase version. The only real difference I see is the hands have the little icicle effects. Everything else about the pop is identical to this pop. And this is kind of cool because this is what they call a common pop. Common, meaning you could have gone to any place that would have basically got this into their allocation of their shipments to get this pop. It was not exclusive. You didn't have to really hunt very hard to get this pop. It is part of Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10. You have Pop Games logo here, the Mortal Kombat icon right here, number 251. Over here is a side shot, a really good pose of Sub-Zero out of pack right here when you look at a packaging. Pop Games, number 251. Over here it says Sub-Zero 251. And the back of the packaging showcases the sort of Mortal Kombat-esque artwork right here, sort of the colors for it rather. A nice shot of him and all the characters which would be available in that particular wave. Let's put them both in the shot side by side, and you can see them, what they would look like next to one another. That's from the front. We have from this side right here, we have a lighter Superman against the darker backdrop of Sub-Zero. If we go this way here, the text is pretty similar between both pops. And the back of the packaging, you have the lighter colored Superman against the darker backdrop of Sub-Zero. So let's get both these guys out of packaging and continue this next round of Funko Pop Battle Royale. Alright guys, we have the classic Superman and the Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat X out of packaging. And the next thing we always do is look at the paint and articulation. Let's take Sub-Zero out of the shot right now and focus primarily on the classic Superman. This is of course the Legion Collector's Core Superman, different than other Supermans that Funko has put out before. This is a very stoic pose Superman, the big blue Boy Scout that we kind of know about, but again, we're not going to focus on his history or his lineage. We're focusing primarily on the pop in front of us. A nice head sculpt here, great S-curl for Superman, dark set eyes, very stoic pose that you would see for Superman right here in his blue, like sort of like navy blue or light blue outfit, powder blue I guess you would call it, red booty pants right there, the yellow belt, the red shorts, and of course the very traditional cape that he has, the big red cape with the S shield right there and the S shield on his chest. Great pose for Superman. Nice clean paint. The hair's kind of going to one side. You can see it going, let's say, this way. I don't know if you my hand. This way for his hair. It's kind of sweep to the side. As I mentioned, the S curl. Articulation. He does have articulation. Head will spin 360 with no hindrance. This is a DC pop. This is not Marvel. This is not Star Wars. It is not a bobblehead. Very, very cool pop. We've reviewed him before. Looks really, really good. I love the way this pop looks. No blemishes on the paint. Very, very clean through the entire figure. Now let's focus primarily on Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero. Again, this is not the chase version Sub-Zero, where he has the icicles in his hands. This is the normal version, the common pop of Sub-Zero, which you could have gotten at any place that would have sold pops that wanted this in their inventory. You could have gotten this pop if they would have sold Mortal Kombat pops. I really like this pop a lot, mainly because the amount of detail they really kind of piled on this pop. You see a whole lot of detail that was sculpted into this compared to, let's say, Superman right here, which is a very, very clean pop, meaning there's not a whole lot of details or deco to go with the pop itself. As I mentioned, we've reviewed him before, so you can see like the bands going across the top of the pop, these leather bands. You can see how they're detailed and sculpted for the buckles on the back right there. His blue and black outfit, his ninja garb, you would say he has. The hands have these throwing knives on the side, and he has on both hands. He has, I believe, all these straps and stuff across the leggings, the kind of dangly padded armor you see right here. Articulation, he has articulation as well. Head will spin, but he has some hindrance with his articulation, which to me would be a negative on this pop. He gets stuck with this kind of back of the bandana. We've talked about this before in other videos for Sub-Zero. He gets hung up right here, and he gets hung up over here. So the amount of articulation is not 360 complete with the Sub-Zero. So you can only go this far until it gets stuck, and this far until he gets stuck. So there is some hindrance with the articulation compared to Superman's articulation, which he can go completely 360. Take that what you think that means, but there is a weakness with the articulation on this pop, but he looks awesome. I love the fighting stance he's in with the leg back as I spin around the turntable so you can see what I'm talking about. I love the leg back out pose. Looks really, really good. So let's bring both Sub-Zero and Superman into the shot simultaneously so you can see what they look like from this side. As far as the height goes, very similar on height. Superman might be a little bit higher because of the sculpt of the hair. Not much different though. The back of the pops, you do see the detail on the back of Sub-Zero, and this side right here. But both pops are very, very good. If you ask me if you're going to buy either pop, it would be very hard pressed to pick one over the other. Both are very good pops. And with that being said, guys, let's go to section to cast your vote for you guys, the viewers and subscribers, to have your voice heard. Alright guys, time to cast your vote. Who do you think won this round 2 quarterfinal round matchup? Do you think it was classic Superman, part of the Legion Collector's Corps, which is no longer a thing for Funko? They don't sell the Legion Collector's Corps as a subscription model anymore. It's just a sad thing that happened with DC and it went to the wayside, and they have not done anything since for Legion Collector's Corps. Do you think Superman won it right here? Or do you think the Sub-Zero, the common version of Sub-Zero, not the chase one, which we talked about in the breakdown segment, took this round's matchup? Click the eye above my head right now to make your voice heard. Who do you think won this matchup to go into the semifinal round in the next video? I hope you do like this round 2 matchup. Remember to click the like button at the bottom of the page. Click the subscribe button with a picture of my face. When you subscribe to the channel, click the bell to kind of be notified of my latest videos. And of course, last but not least, you can click the windows over here to watch more of my content. Take care, guys. See you next video. And bye-bye.